Hey, what's happening? Arimath here, playing Skarlet, the Demona of Demonetization. If MK vids are having a hard time because of gore, Skarlet is not going to help. All her moves are blood. The whole video would have to be bright green to stand a chance. But I'm not monetized, so I don't give a damn. We're going uncut and unfiltered for this one. Be sure to like and subscribe. I've got 6 subscribers so far, and I'm calling that out for posterity, so I can look back one day when I've got 10K and think, man, how far have I come? Now let's get right into it with Skarlet. I thought this character was a very cool concept. Someone who can control blood. You can go a lot of cool directions with that. But I think the execution is a little bit mediocre. There aren't any really fantastically awesome moves that she can do, and there's nothing about her that screams, hey, I'm fun to play. I'm here to say that I had to do some digging, but I did find some fun aspects, and I'm going to point those out. You'll see here I'm fighting a Scorpion. We're both in our shiny red Season of Blood suits, playing a little bit of ranked ladder. Now, the first thing I'm going to try to do with Skarlet is get her 2 crushing blows, which I think are a major contributor to her fun factor. One crushing blow is a back 1-2, which is this lunging sort of spear attack that crushes on counter. And her other one is her overhead scythe attack, which is great to hit people as they're getting up or as they're attacking, and you're kind of going, a little, keeping your distance. Now, this Scorpion makes some class mistakes, things I hadn't seen in a while. But makes it much easier on me as I'm just learning how to play Skarlet. You're going to see some, propensity to continue combos after they're clearly, I've rolled away, and lots of enhanced teleports. And that projectile that she does is fast, and she has 2 projectiles, that one and another one that is a blood ball that is a little bit slower, and it can really mess up jumping opponents, or people who like to jump over projectiles. So another fun factor, I think, for her is the ability to kind of trick people a little bit with the projectile attacks, having 2 of them. And then here's me creating some distance. And of course I'm going for the Brutality, and there's the blood ball Brutality. You have to hold down 2 and be some distance away. But he was reliably continuing his combo after I had rolled out of the way to allow me to do that. And you see he's switching up to Kano, and I thought, fantastic, I know how to play Kano. This is going to be easy. But not so fast, as he is actually a pretty strong Kano, or I just wasn't quick enough to get used to what he was doing. But that overhead attack, I fall to that way too many times, unless you're a little bit ashamed that I fell for that as much as I did. Now, one of the difficulties with Skarlet, I will say, is her, bread and butter sort of pop attack, which is that 2-1-2 move you'll see me do, and it pops them into the air, and then you can do all sorts of juggling with it. I choose to do a 4-2 kick sort of extender into a special move, whether it be the Soul Siphon or I think the Tentacle. Honestly, her non-ranked variation that allows for this sort of blood capture move on the ground is the most fun and can generate over 30% damage. And here's him reliably getting the killing fatal blow against me. He's probably heard the news that I'm greedy and I will get hit by those nearly every time. But I am getting better. And he definitely takes that first round pretty handily. And you're going to see me do some more throwing here as I'm trying to crack the code of Kano, or rather the Kano-Skarlet matchup. But throwing seems to be pretty effective against him, as I have a hard time breaking through and opening him up. Mostly because Skarlet's opener of 2-1-2 is not that successful. You really got to catch them on a punish to do it, or just have somebody who doesn't recognize it. That move that you just saw from Skarlet is also a pretty good one, as it has a fast startup, and it's this low sort of stabbing motion, and then you can go into the scythe and knock them up to the air. It reminds me of Predator's low stabbing attack from MK11, where it's got really quick startup but terrible recovery. And here's him taking the match because I can't get past his stupid overhead kick attack in this round. So now we are 1-1. Obviously a pretty competent Kano. A lot of Fig Jam combos from him seem to work pretty well, and yeah, some of the ball attacks. But I'm getting much better at blocking those ball attacks and knowing when the enhancement is coming, as you know, that's usually used to trick some people. So overhead Scythe, trying to get that, and let's see if I can get it again, and I won't, because he seems to be pretty strong, strong resistance against it. Another Fig Jam combo, enhanced, of course. Overhead attack. Which I'm not. There we go. Now I may be learning my lesson. And he makes very good use of that ducking attack, switching up between the overhead leg attack and then the sweep attack. Now I'm blocking, getting a little more cautious, and we're going to see some more throwing here as I try to crack the Kano code. Totally not falling for the overhead Blood Scythe attack, because I really want that crushing blow. Again, a huge major part of her fun factor. There's the crushing blow from the throw. I mean, I've probably thrown too much. And you see there was the two projectiles from Skarlet, and that fast blood splatter projectile she has, if you enhance it, you drain life from them, which can be pretty helpful sometimes. And there is me trying to jump over the X-ray attack, knowing that he knew that I was going to get hit by it, but thankfully I was able. He had low enough life to be able to stop him. Here's our last round, the last game. There have been a lot of these. I think that's really illustrative of a very good match. If you get down to the last match where it could go either way, you know that you've had a good time. Him trying to enhance the ball attack, me trying to go for the overhead Blood Scythe and not making it. Me also trying to go for that. There's the crushing blow possible move, but him not doing anything means I'm not countering anything and not getting it. We're both throwing a bit, trying to open each other up. Oh, there's me getting the bread and butter attack and missing on the tentacle ender. So he is almost dead. What is going to happen? I'm going to throw him, and that'll be the end of it. Now, as I mentioned, there's the fun part of Skarlet really is, I think, her crushing blows. I really enjoy getting those, as they're not too incredibly hard to get, and they're built to try and fool the other person. Like I said, her overhead Blood Scythe is kind of akin to Raiden's overhead move, where same sort of conditions. You have to hit it twice in a row, and there are some situations where you can really try to get that. The other fun part of Skarlet is her two projectiles that you can try and trick people with. When you play Skarlet, you're not going to get any, I would say, flashy combos. At least that's not why I'm playing her. I'm playing her to kind of take advantage of tricking in some cases, and that seems to be where a lot of the fun lies. Katana I always respect because she's got that Kung Lao sort of fluidity to her moves, ridiculously long combos, high damage potential, and all the other good stuff. This Katana, though, didn't really manifest any of those things. Nothing that I had seen in the season, so it gave me a little bit, I think, of an easier time. I expected fans for days, and I didn't get fans for days. I expected, butt bashing for days. Didn't get that either, so I was able to get in there and do some combos, and pretty handily take out this Katana here. Now, there are some moves with Skarlet that I have not figured out a strong use for yet, and that's her little blood explosion you saw just a second ago. Probably good against jumping in opponents, probably good for uses that I haven't really seen yet, so I look forward to expanding into maybe some of those other areas. I know you can do some range sort of dominance with Skarlet using her ground sort of blood attack, which is another, not kind of projectile move with her that runs along the ground. Kind of like Jay's Wave, but I haven't ventured down that road yet. You'll see this Now, you saw that there where she did the projectile eating move, and we will see that more, I believe, in this match. That's always an interesting one. It was really cool, it would reflect it. There's the butt bash attack. Me going in for the throw, which one day I will graduate from, I'm sure. But you'll see there I used the blood ball, which or if I used the fast projectile, it probably wouldn't have hit. So that's where you get to employ whatever tool works for the situation as far as projectiles she uses. Me the blood scythe up and rolling out of it, and she gets her crushing blow, which was disappointing. And those wake-up attacks seem to be more and more ineffective every day. People jump over it. No problem. Am I going to get it? Nope. I didn't go. I was smart. I didn't go for it that time. I tried to jump over her and get it, but the startup on it is just kind of slow. So it's it's situational, but it is fun when you can finally get it. It's me finally learning how to duck Katana's combo string there, and then slyly going in for the fatal blow. I do not believe this kills her. Nope. And then I've got to try and win the rest of the match. That's always stressful because you burned your fatal blow, and you probably burned crushing blows, and all that is for naught if you don't win. And obviously in this case, took the win, beat Katana, felt good about it. And then we're going to see something interesting here. You see that? It says Cetrion down there. And I kind of ranged this person a little bit, or had some of that, and they're selecting a new character. My mind immediately goes, oh great, they're going to pick their main Cetrion, which means I'm never going to get another combo. I'm going to be ranged to death, and I have no teleport or anything to help against that. So it's going to be a lot of ducking and walking and ducking and walking. That's my immediate thought going into this match. And I am pleasantly surprised that this Cetrion is doing combos. Allow me to get in there and actually do some attacks and not have to try and duck and walk and all that really boring stuff. Still, I don't play very many Cetrions, so it takes a minute to get used to these attacks. That combo it's a one-trick pony, right? The low kick into the screw attack sort of thing she does. She got her crushing blow, so it takes me a minute to get used to this Cetrion. She obviously took the first round. Now in this match, I'm going to be going for the throw brutality that Skarlet does. To get that, I have to hold RB, or rather, I have to hold the throw button at the end, which is not the hard part. The harder part is having to land 3 throws in the final match. Since I'm throwing all day right now, that's not too hard to get. Look at that, doing the projectile eating move there, which I don't see very often. I don't play a ton of Cetrion, so I don't see Cetrion often, but that move's even more rare. But anyhow, to do her throw brutality, oh, there's me getting finally the crushing blow with the overhead scythe. Very satisfying. But to do her throw brutality, you have to throw 3 times in the final round, which can be hard to do, unless you're Scorpion and throwing all the time anyway. And there's me totally not taking advantage of the fact that she's doing that move off screen and me not getting hit by it. But I am starting to block her stock combo now, and I think at this point I got the muscle memory down. She should have been throwing boulders. That's another useful attack that you just saw from Skarlet. That could be good just to switch things up. It is a forward 2-1 move, and it ends with a low hit, and it has good range on it and can be pretty effective. Well, in that case it didn't work out. Here we're getting ever closer. I'm using the blood siphon a little bit more. Again, a little more throwing, knowing that I've got to land 3 of those suckers to try and get the brutality. And there's me not falling for it. I didn't fall for it this time. And Cetrion is easy to fall for her fatal blow attack. There's that, and then me doing a stupid walk forward for some reason, and then getting the brutality, which is a disembowelment and I guess soaking in intestinal blood. Great. Kind of mediocre, but that's it. So I hope you enjoyed these matches with Skarlet. As always, have a good one.